In Season 4 of Stranger Things, there are some moments and details with clear references to previous seasons. For those who have recently binge-watched all 4 seasons, they've probably picked up on many. But if there's some holes in your Stranger Things recollection, you'd be wise to watch this video, as it'll be a guide to the 12 major Stranger Things callbacks that you should remember when catching up on the events of the Hawkins gang and their various brushes with the mystic interdimensional creatures of the Upside Down. Some references to prior seasons are in-your-face obvious. Consider Joyce Byers, played by Winona Ryder, as she's always the one to use some sort of map to uncover big piece of the mysterious Upside Down conspiracy. In the first season, she communicated with her son Will, played by Noah Schnapp, by using Christmas lights while he was trapped in the Upside Down. In the second season, Will created a collage of drawings that ended up being the underground water springs in Hawkins. But as she's very resourceful, she figured out the location to rescue her old friend Police Chief Hopper, played by David Harbour, when he was trapped in the clutches of the Upside Down. But other callbacks aren't so noticeable. So since this is the case, consider yourself warned. The following content contains some spoilers, but don't let that stop you. The following info only intensifies the watching value of Stranger Things Season 4, Volume 1. Maya Hawke's got brand new bag. Portrayed by Robin Buckley, Maya Hawke made a hero landing in Season 3 as she played the down-to-earth coworker who was able to crack the code on the Russian conspiracy in Hawkins. As a fellow nerd with a talent for linguistics, she decoded the Russian signal and had the minerals to engage in espionage like reconnaissance and infiltration into the subterranean Russian military hideout. Sure to say, she quickly became part of the core crew. In the Dear Billy episode, Maya is on a mission with Nancy and ends up regrouping in a room. There, she notices Nancy's Tom Cruise poster and ballerina jewelry box. The recall comes as Elle, played by Millie Bobby Brown, was also fascinated by Nancy's jewelry box in Season 1. Nancy's room has often become a sort of lair or base, and that includes her wardrobe. In Season 1, Nancy's wardrobe first came in handy when it was time to disguise Elle. When it was time to disguise Robin to seem like a dedicated college student in Season 4, the same wardrobe was used to put Maya in character. And she did a fine job convincing the warden of the asylum to adhere to her request to visit Victor Creel, the father of one. Friends don't lie. It was in the beginning of Season 1 where Mike, played by Finn Wolfhard, attempts to hide the fact that he's being bullied at school. This led to confirmation that Elle was definitely part of the group as she uttered the immortal line, "Friends don't lie." Then in Season 4, Mike takes a spring break vacation to visit his best friends on the West Coast. Shortly after his arrival, he discovers that his lover had actually been lying to him about her stay in sunny Cali. Mike had no idea that Elle was the victim of merciless taunting. It was then that the roles were reversed and Mike had to remind Elle that friends don't lie. The figurines. In Season 4, back at the telekinesis wing of Hawkins' laboratory, Elle and the orderly Peter, played by Jamie Campbell Bower, played chess with animal-shaped figurines. The callback references a moment in Season 1 when Elle uses the Demogorgon figurine in Dungeons & Dragons to show Mike and his crew the form of their adversary. Both Demogorgon and the main antagonist of Season 4, Vecna, have names that reverberate back to D&D. Even creepier is the fact that the Season 1 event occurs shortly after Elle's chess game with the orderly Peter, who becomes Vecna. Dustin, the reconnaissance man. The collar-boneless, compass genius Dustin, played by Gaten Matarazzo, attempts to find the gate to the Upside Down in Season 1. Although he was unsuccessful in Season 4, he is able to find the gate as he argues with his friends about something strange happening with True North. And this time he leads them to a gate most difficult to find, as it sits at the bottom of Lover's Lake. She's a monster and a traitor. In Season 1, Elle uses her powers to prevent her friends from finding the gate since it's too dangerous, which prompts Lucas, played by Caleb McLaughlin, to label her a traitor and suggest that maybe she's the real monster. In Season 4, after she bludgeons Angela's face in with a roller skate, she tells Mike that everyone thinks she's a monster, and for a period of time, she actually believes it. Hopper's curse. It was in Season 1 where Sheriff Hopper, played by David Harbour, opens up to his then-girlfriend and explains how he feels cursed. Due to the death of his young daughter, the mysterious disappearance of Will and other kids, and the apparent suicide of his friend, he is sure that he's cursed. Then in Season 4, while facing near-death experiences on a daily basis in a Russian prison, he comes to the conclusion that he's not cursed. He believes that he is indeed the curse. He tells the former prison guard turned prisoner Dmitry Antonov, played by Tom Washia, "I used to think I was cursed." He regrets contacting Joyce to rescue him and continues, "I am the curse." Telekinetic tactics. One click of the neck can break your neck. This Season 4 flashback was set before the events of Season 1. In Season 4, we learned that One honed his killing skills on poor, defenseless animals. Remember that Dr. Brenner, played by Matthew Modine, tried to force Elle to use her powers on a cat. When she refused, he had two orderlies drag her to the isolation room. In her fury and panic, she telekinetically threw one man into the tiled brick wall, killing him instantly, while a used tilt of the head to snap the neck of another. This was the same move that One did in his attack on the lab. Say it ain't so, 11. We were all relieved to learn that Elle was not the one who slaughtered the Hawkins Lab gifted kids. It was reminiscent of Anakin Skywalker becoming Darth Vader by killing all the Jedi younglings. In the Season 1 finale, when the government agents swarm the school, trapping Elle, Mike, Caleb, and Dustin in a hallway, Elle releases her powers, killing them all. Dr. Brenner is conveniently around the corner and is spared since Elle's powers are now drained. While Elle might not remember all the slaughtered kids and staff at the Hawkins National Labs, it's something the audience can never forget. Most of Season 4 was spent making us think Elle had killed everyone at the lab except Brenner before making her escape, thus beginning the events of Season 1. Final battles. They were both terrific battles. Elle's face-off with One in the 4th season and her battle with the Demogorgon in the finale of the 1st season both showed Elle using her magnificent power to pin her opponents against a wall before blasting them into another dimension, or even out of existence. Vecna's coming for Nancy. We can't forget the horrible manner in which Barb, played by Shannon Purser, died. It haunted Nancy throughout the series, but many were so wrapped up with Vecna trying to take Max, played by Sadie Sink, that they failed to realize Vecna would surely be targeting Nancy. This was remembered as Nancy found herself in the Upside Down, separated from her backup, gazing in horror at Barb's mutilated corpse. The Hawkins Hellfire Club. Dustin, Mike, and Lucas, played by Caleb McLaughlin, are all members of Eddie's Hellfire Club when they get to school. And in the very first episode of Season 1, Will asks for Dustin's 1963 X-Men issue number 134 comic book after winning a bike race. And arrestingly, that particular X-Men issue depicts the X-Men standing off against the Hellfire Club. In the Marvel Comics, this club is notably made up of malicious characters who kidnap Jean Grey and try to use her and her powers as a weapon. Well, this is pretty much exactly the same ordeal that 11 had to endure. Can't spell America without Erica. She's a true red, white, and blue Americana, and she was quick with the wit to admit it. In Season 3, when Dustin explained to her that they had to save America by infiltrating the subterranean Russian base on American soil, she boasted about her values, saying, "Of course I'm willing to save America. You can't spell America without Erica." In that same nationalistic manner, Season 4 saw Erica draped in the Star-Spangled Banner as a member of the Hellfire Club. This was surely a nod to her patriotism and bravery to protect her land from enemies domestic, foreign, and even alien. So what is your favorite callback to earlier seasons? And have you been able to spot more that should be on this list? Go ahead and comment below.